One Piece, Chapter 6, Number 1. Welcome once again, brothers and sisters of the nation, Jim's Nerd Nation. I am Jim, of course, and I'm here to review Chapter 6 of the epic tale of One Piece. And all I have to say to preface this whole review here is, holy shit. I mean, it took me like 3 minutes to read it, and then I reread it twice because it happened so quickly. The panels, the action, it all flowed. It was great, nonstop, adrenaline, heart pumping from start to finish. So, in the last chapter, of course, we were left off with Luffy jumping out and using his Gum rocket to propel himself out of the tower. He has Zoro's swords now. Helmeppo was unconscious from being a vagina and bleeding like he does. And Luffy has stretched himself out to create a wall, so to speak, to sponge or deflect the bullets from the naval officer firing squad to protect Zoro and also his friend Coby. So this chapter starts out, Zoro had agreed reluctantly, saying, hey, listen, I have no choice now. I will become a pirate, or I'll join your crew, So this opens up, and like I said, action-packed from start to finish. Everybody's kind of in disbelief that their bullets do not work against Luffy. So then Captain Morgan, old Lockjaw over there, Axe Hand Morgan, he yells at everybody and says, well, if the bullets won't work, use your swords. So they all start running up at him, and Zoro's still tied up, mind you. And Luffy is trying desperately to untie him. He winds up, as they're approaching, to get one hand free, and Zoro says, give me one of my swords, you fool, So he does, and in the next scene we see Zoro, because he practices the three sword technique, and even though you only have two hands, I was wondering how that one was going to work out, but apparently he puts one in his mouth and holds it sideways, and then of course uses both of his arms as well. So everybody kind of just stops short because Zoro says, the next one of you who moves is going to be the first one to die. So at any rate, Luffy winds up pulling out another one of his trademark moves, the Gum Whip, and winds up knocking a bunch of the soldiers back. And Captain Morgan, he's pissed off because the soldiers are they're disheartened. They're like, hey, we can't beat Zoro and this magical rubber man that can't be killed, at least can't be shot as far as we know. And Captain Morgan, this is to show the type of power that some rulers and some people have over their population. I don't want to get too much into political stuff, but you look at like North Korea and some of those type of things where the civilian population lives in fear of this tyrannical leader. And this is on a smaller scale in a fictional in a work of fiction. But he goes and says, okay, anybody who doesn't want to fight, I want you to put your gun to your head now, and on my order, my command, pull the trigger. And a number of them do. They put their guns to their head, and he says now, and they fire. They blow their brains out. And even Luffy's like, what the hell is wrong with these people? And the whole time Coby is seeing this, because remember, he wants to be in the Navy, and he's watching these officers of the Navy follow this madman blindly, and he's losing all respect and I think hope for wanting to be a part of that anymore. It's one of those things where the grass is always greener on the other side, and when he didn't know anything about the Navy, he thought this is going to be a great dream for me to pursue, but now that he's seeing it up close and he's seeing that it's not all it's cracked up to be, I think that's it's like I said, it's worth something it's worth mentioning is what I mean to say. So at any rate, the action never really stops or slows down. Captain Morgan then starts coming at Luffy and coming over him, and Luffy is bouncing all around and hitting him, and he can't really do any damage to him. And the soldiers that are still left are kind of looking on in amazement, going, wow, Captain Morgan is getting his ass whipped, And Captain Morgan's still all about that. You don't have any rank. You have to learn to bow to your superiors, that type of thing. But he's getting slapped all around. And at any rate, it winds up being, then all of a sudden it goes and it cuts to a scene, and we see that the member of the Lucky Sperm Club has woken up, and he has a gun to none other than Coby's head. Coby's kind of been off on the side, you know. He's not exactly somebody who's fighting and things like that. Has a gun to his head, and he says, "Wait, stop, stop!" And everybody stops. Captain Morgan stops fighting Luffy, you know, that sort of thing. And he says, you know, one more move, if anybody even blinks, I'm going to blow his brains out, you know. Now, we all know that this guy is all talk. He's a blowhard. He's a moron in every sense of the word. And Luffy, and it was kind of nice, too, because Coby, who doesn't even really know Luffy that well, he looks and he says, "Don't let me get in the way of you being defeated or conquering or your dream. I'm nobody. It's fine. Let him kill me," you know. And Luffy looks over and says, "Well, you heard what he said, you know." And then, you know, the Helmeppo gives another idle threat and says, "Well, I said if anybody moves, I'll shoot." And then Luffy and Zoro wind up working together, unbeknownst at the time, and Luffy draws his attention. Captain Morgan is sneaking up behind Luffy to attack him from behind, because that's the type of person he is, anything to win, even if it's not right. Luffy is concerned with saving Coby, so he does the Gum Gum pistol, which is like his signature punch, and he's able to knock Helmeppo's block off over there and save Coby. And before Captain Morgan is able to, you know, get to Luffy to attack him from behind, Zoro winds up, you know, coming up out of nowhere and, you know, being able to knock him on his ass. So all in all, I think it was the first show of teamwork amongst the two and how they can work together. And I thought it was pretty cool too, because there's a line towards the end, or at the end, where you know, where Zoro says, "Okay, listen, I still have a promise to fulfill, and if I'm going to become a pirate and it's going to deter me from that, ultimately I need to, you know, I want to have your word that I'm going to become the greatest swordsman that ever lived, you know, because that's his goal, that's his promise that he needs to keep." And then Luffy, you know, just being the positive, energetic little guy that he is, who I'm really starting to like a lot, and he's growing on me as a character. You know, he goes and he just says, "Well, that'll be perfect, because I'm going to be the greatest pirate that ever lived. So, I mean, it wouldn't be right if I didn't have the greatest swordsman who ever lived, you know." So ultimately, the chapter ends on a really high note. I think it certainly was good from start to finish. Let me know in the comments down below what all you guys think. And certainly, like I said, as long as everybody likes them and enjoys them, I'm going to keep doing them. So we will see you guys in the next one, which should be One Piece Chapter 7. Take it easy, brothers and sisters of the nation. As always, nation, thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Spread the word, share, like, comment, and again, welcome to and thank you for joining the nation. On the left and on the right are a couple of my previous reviews in case you missed them.